I had a conversation with my best friend, and we're talking about how I should definitely try and relax more when I talk on my YouTube channel because, in general, the way I talk on my YouTube channel is not how I talk in real life. In real life, I'm more of a crackhead. I'm more of a, I'm a little, but I think that probably comes from the fact that whenever I'm on social media, I'm trying to put my best foot forward. I'm trying to be cool, calm, collected, and shit. But I think a place where I've seen, at least for me, personally, that authenticity really does matter is on my TikTok. This is not a sign for you to find my TikTok, by the way. Do not look for that shit. I will block you. But but essentially, I feel like the more authentic I am on that app, the more likely I am to actually have engagement or like have people resonate with my message or like actually fuck with me. I have I've even managed to make a couple TikTok friends, like other people who are creating and are trying to be more influential. I'm like rubbing shoulders with more people because they see me being authentic, I see them being authentic, and we just like kumbaya. But so recently this is sort of related, but also I just want to talk about it. I got tarot cards. If y'all know Adventure Time, or you guys are like a fan of Adventure Time, you're gonna find me sick. Okay, I'm gonna just pull out a couple random ones. These are Adventure Time tarot cards. Adventure Time tarot cards. Get into it. Get into it. Get into it. Get into it. Like, this is the box, by the way, that it came in. I am so happy with these tarot cards. Like, initially, I was afraid that I was just gonna get them and I was going to realize that I had fallen for the hoax and I just like bought them off of like seeing them online. But they have genuinely changed my life. And I've only had them for a week. So that's to say a lot. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I decided to start doing this thing where I do a one card reading daily. I haven't been very consistent with it, honestly. To some extent, I kind of use my own discretion because I don't like the idea of having different readings every day because I feel like sometimes a reading will get like your whole life. So I don't really think much is going to change within the time span of the next 24 hours. I think that's a little weird. But anywho, 3 days in a row I got the same reading. I kid you not, I got the exact reading, and that is this card right here. I got Hanged Man reversed. And the reason why I found this particularly insightful or like particularly like eerily crazy and I'm taking it seriously enough to make a video about it is because every single time I got this card, it was reversed. It would be one thing if I got this card, maybe one day it was like this, then the next day it was like this. Because mind you, this is how the card is supposed to be. This is up front. This is like the right side of the card, whatever. Like it would have been like in like less weird if I got it like, sometimes it faces this way, sometimes it faces this way. But all three times that I've gotten this card, it has been faced the opposite way. And if you don't really know too much about tarot readings, just a little like insight about it. Essentially, the way in which a card falls matters. Like if it falls like the right side, if it falls like upside down, if it falls on the sideways, it kind of changes the entire meaning. of the card itself in the reading. So yeah, because I've been using ChatGPT to basically do these readings. I'm gonna read you what ChatGPT told me the meaning is. And before you come at me like, oh, so she uses ChatGPT to do her readings, we all have to start somewhere. We all gotta start somewhere. I eventually would like to get the book and learn the cards, but we all gotta start somewhere. I don't want to be that person who's like feeding into capitalism or consumerism all the time. Where it's like, once I get this, I'm like, no, 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 I can't use them anymore. I can't use them until I get the book. No, mama, we're using what we got. Sorry, you're on a laptop. That's why you keep moving a lot. But anyways, okay. So the Hanged Man reversed. So the theme of this card is basically resistance to release, mm, stagnation, or time to act. So when, let's say that all three of the times that I actually did this card, I have gotten this card upright, which is this way. The meaning would have been that I need to surrender, seeing things from a new perspective. However, I got it this way. That means that basically it said that you've been suspended for too long. Reflection has turned into avoidance. You already have the insight. Now it's time to move. When I read that, I was like the first time I read it, I was like, okay, okay, you may have clocked my tea a little too much. You may have spat a little bit, but fuck you, bye. And then day two, I get the same card. I'm like, who's watching me? And then the third time. And you also know like the rule of three, guys. Like that's some powerful shit. Okay, so let's get into like the meaning behind this and how I interpreted this and how I feel like it could be important to you. Despite the fact that like, I'm not necessarily sitting here and saying tarot cards are true and whatever. I feel like I believe in tarot cards as much as I believe in any sign that I ever get in the world. I don't believe in coincidences. And I feel like, in general, you're meant to receive certain information, whether you necessarily believe the origins of that message or not. Like, sometimes I feel like, even if, let's say, a drunk man on the street were to be like, you're gonna be a rich woman someday. I feel like I would really take that to heart. It doesn't necessarily mean that I have to look at the messenger in question and be like, I think things have validity in that sense. But I feel like lately what's been happening a lot is that I've tend this is something I've discovered about myself, especially in my adulthood. I tend to ruminate a lot on past actions, past situationships. I mean to say situations. Past things in general. There's like anything in the past. I tend to ruminate a lot on those things, and I tend to overanalyze things that I'm going through currently. Always wondering if I'm doing like the right thing, if I'm making the right choice. Am I fucking things up? Am I fucking things up? Am I fucking things up? That's just what happens in my brain all the time, and I constantly dread or am excited for the future. And I tend to live a lot in this brain, like. And I don't think that's like me being quirky and different. Like, I'm always thinking, I'm just always in my brain. No, like, I'm saying this because I know for a fact that if you're watching this video, you probably experience the exact same thing as me. And I feel like for the last couple of months, honestly, there's been so many things that have been forcing me to act. There've been so many things that have been forcing me into positions that I'm personally super uncomfortable in. And I've had to look for a job, like physically go to places with my fucking CV and do that. And I'm not, maybe I might have to do that again at some point. It was very uncomfortable, but I did it anyway and got a job, which is great. Um, I've experienced what it feels like to be put to the absolute last, like the absolute edge from a job I really really hated. I've had to kind of reorganize and organize certain parts of my life multiple times to kind of get to this point that I'm in right now. And I feel like for a while now, I've been tasting this feeling of like I'm on the cusp of something. Like I'm on the cusp of a new era. I'm on the cusp of like I can tangibly feel that I'm entering something new here. And I had this conversation with my best friend this week. And I feel like a lot of the times I should probably let you know that I do nothing if not talk to my best friend. And that's where all of my revelations come from. So if you hear me say 10 times, I had a conversation with my best friend, I had a conversation with my best friend, I had a conversation with my, yes, that's where all the knowledge is. But we were having a conversation and we kind of both realized we had this same feeling of like something new is happening right now. Like we're entering something different. Like this is a new era. I don't know what the fuck it holds. I don't know what's happening, but I can feel it. And I felt very unsettled in certain parts of my life, feeling like I need to change, I need to change, I need to change, I need to change. And I've been like visualizing it, I've been affirming it, I've been like doing all of the emotional work to try and move into this new light. But what's been missing is action. It's action, baby. And I I am very resistant to action. I won't lie. I won't lie. Who is? Look me in my eyes right now and tell me that you're not resistant to a little bit of action. It's difficult. It's hard for a reason. And I kind of realized that no matter how many times I tell myself that, like, I am a strong woman, I am a confident woman, I'm gorgeous, I'm amazing, I'm standing on business, none of that can become a reality until I back those claims up with action. And that is why this reading to me spoke up a lot. And there's another reason why I decided to speak about it on today's video. Because a lot of us need to hear this message. Sometimes we need to hear this message from a tarot card. Sometimes we need to hear this message from a gorgeous, gorgeous black woman in red big glasses. Sometimes that's how you need to hear this message. And maybe sometimes you need to hear it, in the Bible or like. But regardless, I am here to basically provide one way of hearing this message. If you have been feeling like it's time to enter a new era, you feel like it's time to become a new thing, you know, there's that book you want to write, there's that art piece you want to draw or paint, there's that person you want to ask out. Please understand it requires action. And maybe to somehow soften the blow of this realization, small action matters. Like, it matters considerably. For me, back when I was like 19, 20, and I was really, really struggling a lot with my self image, it wasn't like me watching some random ass video on YouTube one day and then just suddenly loving myself. It wasn't like some big epic like hoorah where it's like just everything shifted in me. It was just kind of deciding that I don't want to hate myself. Actually, I think hating yourself is kind of ghetto. It was realizing that it was having a good support system, it was having good friends that loved me, adored me, and having family that loved and cared about me. It was Journaling. Can't lie, it was journaling a little bit every single day to be like, why do you hate yourself? Why are you hating yourself like that? It was that. It was hugging myself a little bit when I cried. It was looking myself in the mirror, saying, you don't look like a piece of shit. You look kind of cute. It was doing that. Those little actions, it was doing those little actions in moments when it genuinely didn't feel like a feasible thing that one day I would be sitting here making a video about this. It took all of those things over a long ass period of time, baby girl. And now I can say with all honesty, I don't hate myself. Okay, they're definitely we still have a long way to go, but if I'm being honest, the way I be feeling myself sometimes, I'm like, gross, calm down. Okay, we get it. We get it. You love yourself now. Calm down. But yeah, please do not overlook tiny actions that you can take literally right now to change the situation you're in. I would implore you genuinely to step into this new chapter of your life with confidence that love will catch you. The people who love you, care about you, are there for you. You have yourself and you have yourself to support yourself, basically. Um, but you have to do something. You have to do something, or else you're going to continue to be in this suspended state. Well, it's basically like this, but you're going to continue to be in this very suspended state for a very long time until you genuinely allow yourself to take the actions required to move into this next chapter of your life. I feel like whenever I'm doing these videos, I get so scared that I'm going to lose the plot because I had other things I wanted to talk about as well, like how I kind of understand why someone would not want to take action, and not even like from like a laziness point of view. That is definitely a thing, whatever. But actually, like another reason why we don't want to take action and move into the next chapter of your life is because moving into the next chapter of your life basically means letting the other chapter of your life that's like behind you like not exist anymore. I don't know if I made that if that makes sense, but I've been experiencing a lot of grief over shedding my skin. And I'm not sure if you experience this, but like adulthood has felt like grief. And I actually kind of saw another girl talk about this. I think it's your fave girl Jazz on YouTube. I didn't watch her video though. I watched a little bit, but she was talking about how much of life is just basically grief. And I would like to actually explore this idea a lot more, maybe in a future video. But I feel like for me personally, it's very hard for me to let go of who I have always been. And I understand if you feel that way, it's scary. I'm gonna hold your hand. It's scary. But I don't know. Allow it to die. Allow your old self to die gracefully. It's okay to experience grief for that. It's okay to experience grief for the person you've always been. It's okay for you to move into that new life, new chapter of your life, and suddenly you're kind of sad because it kind of involves letting go of who you've always been. Because even if it's not a tangible person that you can like hold and hug, your old self is a real person and they had to die so that you could live. So it's completely understandable to feel that grief and to not feel silly. Like, don't feel silly about feeling sad about it because I don't feel silly about it. So we shouldn't be silly. We're not silly people. Blah. We're pretty cool people, I think. Kind of cringed at myself for 2 seconds there. But yeah. that's all I had to say, really. This is very much an unfiltered rant about moving into the next chapter of your life without fear and with as much action as you can, you know? And as your homework, find one little thing you can do today that you could possibly do consistently that you think would have the biggest change on your life. Yeah, because you actually deserve to live a pretty ridiculously good life. Bye, buddy. Divas! Ah! If you watched to this point, you're a real one. I love you and I care about you. And we're best friends. But anyways, you know what time it is. It's time for me to tell you guys who had the comment of the week. Before we get into that section, I do have to say, please, please, please follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. And I'm not only just saying that because like I want you guys to follow me on Instagram so I become like a freaking Instagram influencer, but mainly because that's why I post a lot of like updates if I have any for this channel. And if you want to ask me a question for my future Q&As, um, it will probably be best that you follow me on Instagram because that's where I usually ask those questions. But anywho, because last week I did not get to read out the comment of the week, I am definitely gonna make sure to do that today. So the comment of the week is from Anissa's biggest fan. Shout out to you. Not even finished with the video yet, but I was threatened, so I'm here to push the engagement and keep Zurin from stealing my gig as coolest person ever. First of all, shout out to the name, Anissa's biggest fan. I don't know who you are, but I bet you're a really cool person. But yeah, I think at this point, anything that Anissa's biggest fan has to say under the comment section is obviously going to win. This is their second time in a row getting best comment of the week. I don't even think you guys are trying, honestly. You guys are not even trying. There's not much competition for Anissa's biggest fan. I call for everyone to put in their best efforts to dethrone Anissa's biggest fan. Okay? But anyways, thank you so much, Anissa's biggest fan. You're super cool. I love you. Thank you guys for watching my video. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, bye.